Hello and welcome back to my channel. This month we're doing something super fun. We are introducing my new TBR game. A TBR game that I've made called the TBR Checkout Challenge. This is a bookstore, you see, you start here and you're gonna check out up here. Along the way, you collect book tokens. Now, we will land on books, which I'll get into in a second, but you're only gonna get a token if you successfully read that book. The mechanics of the game, I will roll a dice and I will move along this, and there are 6 different categories of books I can land on, and I'll get into the categories, and then there are decor items which will be pulling a bookmark card, and then there are some ladders, and if I land on a ladder space I go back down. But other than landing on like the actual little space that the top of the ladder is on, the ladder doesn't count as a space. So if I land here, I wouldn't do it. Like I skip that space, it doesn't count. So I would do, like, if I rolled a 4, I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4. I wouldn't go here. Obviously I reach the end, go up, go this way, go up, this way, up, this way, up, this way, up, this way, up, and then I check out. And then these, you can see them. These are our power-ups that we will use at the end of the game. But like, this is kind of, here's what some of it looks like, so you get a feel for what the board looks like. Let her sit there. Let's go through what the cards mean. So first up, we have our monthly challenge. So every month when I play the game, I won't necessarily get through the whole board. I'm gonna do 6 rolls a month for 6 books to put on my TBR each month. If I read all 6 books, I get a token for each book I finish that I put on the TBR, and then if I read all 6, I get 2 extra tokens at the end of the month. We'll see if that ever actually happens. If I don't finish them all, I don't know, I think I'm going to add a roll if I don't finish them all. I'm not gonna add a roll for each one I don't finish, I'm just gonna add a roll if I don't finish them all. So like, if I only read 3, I'm not rolling 3 extra times. That could be horrific, and the TBR could keep growing. Anyway, so each month when I play, I'm gonna pull a monthly challenge card, and these have a variety of things on them. So like, here's one. Well, if I can get it to focus. So for any series you've previously started and finished this month, I get to add a book token to my shelf. I pull this at the beginning of the game each month in hopes to hopefully build my TBR around my prompt to create more tokens. This one is, I get a book token for every arc I read, a book token for every book of the month book I read. I have a lot of those. Book token for every book I read that's been on my TBR since 2020. Anyways, I have a lot of them. So that is how we will start each month, is by pulling a monthly challenge card. And then next we will pull our power-up cards, which I showed you. You pull 3 for each game. This does not vary per month. So until I reach the checkout at the end of the board, I only will have these 3 power-ups that I'll pull. So these were kind of fun, and if anyone has any ideas for these, I would love to have some more. So this one says, you've won the Triwizard Tournament, add a book token for every fantasy book I've read this game. In it, I have to pay 3 book tokens to get this card. So I get this, and then I get to add a book token for every fantasy, but I have to pay in 3 book tokens. And the reward system is when I reach the checkout counter, every 3 book tokens is a physical book I can buy. This one says, you wake up and discover you're the chosen one. Next game you get to double all your book tokens, but it's worth 6 books, which is 2 physical book purchases, but obviously worth a lot, because if you get to double them all for the next game, that could really add up. This one is, you're a member of the Valkyrie Book Club, add a book token for every romance you read this game, only worth 3 book tokens, so if you've read a lot of romance, could be worth it. But anyway, so I'll see these the whole game. They'll be laying on the board at the top, and so I kind of can know and build my TBR around them if I want to strategically get more points and use them at the end. I thought this was fun. It was my husband's idea. Then, like as I mentioned, there's objects on the board that are on the bookshelves. So if I land on one of those, I pull a bookmark card, and these have both negative and positive things that can happen. So things that'll like impact like moving forward a space, moving backwards some spaces, things like that. This one says you head to your local library to get some books. Instead of purchasing more, you may return to the number of 5 rolls if any rolls have been added this month. There are things that can add rolls, and like I said, I'm gonna add a roll if I didn't finish my TBR in the previous month. This one says you arrive at the bookstore and they are closed. Go back 5 spaces and add a roll. It's tough. Would hate for that to happen. Your most anticipated release of the year got pushed back another 6 months. You lose a book token at checkout. You fall into a reading slump. Play this card for a free mood read. You can do it, camera. Focus on the card. So yeah, that is the bookmark cards, and those are on the board. Like I would pull one of those if I land on this plant, or this marble bust, or this vase, or the quill, the lamp, globe, and then another plant. That's what causes the bookmark cards to get drawn. So now let's get into the different categories of books that you see on the board. So there are, I believe, 7: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and then the mood read, which is the smiley face. So there's only 4 mood reads on the whole board. Those look like this guy. That's a mood read book. And obviously it doesn't have a card because if you land on it, I just get to pick whatever I'm feeling. First up, we have the red books, which these are our celeb shots. If you are old enough to have played beer pong, you know what I'm talking about. So it's basically kind of like phoning a friend, letting someone like come in and take the shot for you. So that's what these picks are. So these have book of the month, cat chooses, Bookstagram chooses, my husband chooses, books I bought because of Book Talk, Bookstagram, Booktube. That's what landing on one of these will do. Someone else gets to make my decision. I fear my husband making my decision. So next up, we have the orange ones, which are the question marks. And these were basically any prompt I couldn't fit into the other categories of prompts I had, but a lot of them are really fun. A book I know nothing about, blurbed by my favorite author, adapted for TV or film, and enemies to lovers. This one has a lot of tropes because I meant to make a trope book and I forgot, and so I will probably renovate the game at some point and add a trope one, but right now all the tropes are in the question marks. My most recent purchase, a Kindle book. Anyways, there's a lot in this stack. It's pretty hefty. Yeah, so those are the question marks. Next up, we have books that are chosen based off their title. These are the yellow books. So a book with the name in the title, a book that starts with the same letter as my first name, a location in the title, a 5 or more word title, things like that. That's gonna be these yellow ones with the ABCs. Then we have ones that are specific to like cover art and vibes. Book with orange cover. It's tough. I literally think I have like maybe 3 of those. A book I bought because of the cover. A book with a cover that matches the current season. That's fun. Book that matches my outfit. Book with flowers or plants on the cover. So these ones are fun. I do like these because picking off of covers is not necessarily something you should do, but it is fun to do. So that's these ones. Then we have our blue cards, which are time. Really, these are just prompts that involve like numbers. So a 5-star prediction, a book that's 500 plus pages, book that's been on my TBR since 2020. Unfortunately, there are several of those. The lowest amount of Goodreads ratings, a 2023 release, dice roll, which is where I will roll the dice and then just whatever number it is, pick off of my TBR cart. But I thought that was a fun prompt. So those are our hourglass blue ones, or like time number themed. And then finally, we have our genre cards, which are purple. These are pretty easy. I mean, just thriller, fantasy, I'm dropping them everywhere, romance, historical fiction, I'm gonna be sad when I pull that one. So those are the purple genre cards. Like I said, I'm gonna start here at the door for this first game. We'll roll and we'll see where all we go. And then whenever I'm done, which I don't know how long that will take me and how far I'll get in this first month, this first play, but I'm thinking maybe it'll take maybe 3 games, depends on if we hit a ladder. But so then I will get a book token for each book I have read that was on the TBR, and then any sort of bonuses that I got. So whatever I pull this month for my monthly challenge card, I think one of them is you earn a token. I read them through, I read a bunch to you, but the one that was you earn a token for every book of the month book I read. So if I manage to make 4 out of my 6 picks book of the month books, and I read them on top of, and so they're book of the month books, on top of me reading them, I get 4 extra tokens at the end of this month. So, and then at the end of the game, obviously the whole game I can be trying to play toward the power-ups that I want, if any of them could really help me. So then at the end of the game, I'll buy whatever power-ups I want to buy, and then we will start back over at the bottom. All right, let's get into our first game. Okay, so first we have to pick our monthly challenge card. And it is going to be, we get 2 additional book tokens for finishing an audiobook this month. Next, we pick our 3 power-up cards for the top of the board. So our first one is going to be, and then our second one, and then our final one. We're going to start at the entrance to the bookstore and do our first roll. And that is a 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, right out of the gate, we're getting a bookmark. We find a gift card to the bookstore in the bottom of our bag. We may buy a book that's currently in our cart to read this month. Oh, that is so exciting. So that will be pick 1. I have a lot of books in my cart, but I don't know which one to get. Enjoy my cart right now. Has children things and book things. So I could do... Okay, I could do Nora Goes Off Script, One Dark Romeo, Wish You Were Here by Renee Carlino, or is that one on Kindle Unlimited? Ooh, wait, I don't think this one's on Kindle Unlimited. Wish You Were Here by Renee Carlino. It's not on Kindle Unlimited. I think I'm gonna go with that one. Done. Now let's roll again. Another 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got a time card, and that is going to be a 5-star prediction. I feel like I have a lot of those. I could do Remarkably Bright Creatures. Ooh. After I do Taylor Jenkins Reid, Half a Soul. I've been really wanting to get to that one. Or I could do Daisy Hates. It's the last one that I have. I've read all the other ones. I don't know if you just heard that truck on the interstate, but it's pretty loud. I think it's definitely a 5-star prediction. All the other books have been 5 stars. So I think let's do this. I feel like this is gonna hurt me. Magnolia Park's Long Way Home really hurt me. But it's okay. I'll survive. So, our 5-star prediction. Third roll is a 1. So that is one of our mystery prompts. A book with a competition in it. Oh, interesting, okay. If I already owned The Fourth Wing, I think that's what I would do for this, but I don't own it. like the third Inheritance Games book count? I have Final Gambit from the library. I do need to read this. But it's technically not on my physical TBR, it's a library book. Okay. Can we call the assassin game that they play in this book, I think that's a competition, right? It's like a competition thing. I think we should go with that. It's my game, so I'm calling it a competition. Summer of Broken Rules, book with a competition. Fourth roll is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that one's a title card, and that's going to be a 1-word title. I'm pretty sure I know exactly what I want to do for this one. Oh, okay. I found it. It's way down low. We're going to do Legendary because I haven't read this or the third one, and I ordered Once Upon a Broken Heart, and so I want to finish these before I start that. Because I loved the first book, I just haven't gotten around to reading the second and third, and this is a great reason to do it. 1-word title. Boom. Roll 5 is a 3. 1, 2, 3. Genre card. A fantasy. I have a lot of fantasies on my TBR. A lot of them are on my Kindle, and we're trying to read our physical ones. Well, I shouldn't say that. I have a lot in my physical TBR, but a lot of the ones I currently want to read are on my Kindle. But let's look. What do we have? Ooh, the sequel to Defy the Night. Also this Woven Kingdom. And I just read Shatter Me, so same author, different vibes. Ooh, I know this one. Okay, so for fantasy, I'm thinking Mistborn, because you can see I barely got into it this past month, and it's really good. I just didn't get the chance to finish it. So I think we'll do this one for our fantasy pick. And our last roll is a 1. So another bookmark card. Oh, okay. This didn't matter because we didn't add any rolls. So we're gonna have to roll again to get a 6th book. 3, 1, 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be cover specific. A book with an illustrated cover. Okay. Book with an illustrated cover. Not gonna lie to you, I have a lot of those. It's like every current rom-com. I've got Set on You. Ooh, A Lot Like Adios. Is the True Love Experiment like an illustrated cover? It's not really. Ooh, A Guide to Being Just Friends. I do have Love in Other Words, but I mean, this is like truly like illustrations. Nope. I know what we're going with. I haven't read this. I just got this in my book haul. Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. This is the answer, isn't it? So, illustrated cover. We're gonna go with Part of Your World. If this isn't as amazing as all of you say, I'm gonna be devastated. Okay, so I think these ones plus, what did I say? Wish You Were Here by Renee Carolino? Am I saying her name right? Yes, Wish You Were Here. We'll do, this is pretty thick, I feel like. It's quite a variety of vibes. 5-star prediction, illustrated cover, fantasy, 1-word title, book with a competition, and then I get to buy a book. So Wish You Were Here is right there. This is an interesting TBR. On top of that, I have other ones I want to read. I think my book club is reading Happy Place by Emily Henry, and I really want to finish Billy Summers. And my thing said I get, what was my like monthly challenge? I add a book token for every audiobook I finish. Well, I'm currently listening to an audiobook, so hopefully I'll finish that one because I don't get a book token out of it. It's a pretty fun little variety we've got this month. I like it. All right. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.